Hey folks, welcome back. Happy Memorial Day. I have an update for you. I've done lots of catching up in the past 2 weeks. We've got a lot of rabbits out of this tractor. There was a lot of little ones in here roaming around and there wasn't enough room. So I actually moved all the little ones that were done nursing into the main pen to grow out with the larger females and Sal. And I was a little nervous that maybe the big ones would be aggressive, but typically the big ones just kind of ignore little ones. The only time you really run into aggression is when you're introducing sexually mature adult rabbits to each other. Then there's competitions to see who's going to be the dominant. And it went great. There was no fighting, and actually the little ones have been snuggling with the big ones, and there's been no aggression there, so that's cool. The only ones left in here now are 4 females, and that nest of kits that was 19, it is now down to 14. We did lose 5 of them, which was pretty much to be expected because a litter of 19 that's crazy big. And I do think 2 females gave birth in the same nest, but I don't know if they were both nursing the nests or if just one was. But there was several runts that just were not big enough to make it. They couldn't compete with their larger brothers and sisters. And that happens. And as you can see, we've got a female pulling fur for another nest in this nest box. I did remove the buck that was in here. Let's see, I think the same day that I filmed the last video update. So basically these last larger females are still in here because I think some of them are still pregnant, and judging by the fact that one of them just pulled fur for a nest last night, I'd say I'm right about that. So I'm just kind of letting these females finish up giving birth to their last litters and nursing up the youngsters, and then we're going to be finding new homes for them, or possibly they'll be going in the freezer for dog food. They're going to be a little older and tougher than what I would want to eat, but I'd prefer to find them new homes because they are proving to be excellent mothers. They've done great in here. And we never intended to breed rabbits in this cage, but I just misidentified one of them, and I had a buck in here. I thought I had 5 females, but that was my bad. But we did have to take the chicken wire bottom out of this to clean it. It was just too matted with straw and poop, and the chicken wire was starting to rust and fall apart anyway, so I took it all the way off. But unfortunately they are starting to dig holes and stuff in here, so I'm having to kind of keep an eye on that. You can see on this far wall I lined it with bricks because the ground isn't really even. You can see there's a big gap in there, but so far so good. Those bricks have kept any of the rabbits from coming out. So yeah, that's it for the rabbit tractor. Moving on to the colony pen. We did have 20 large rabbits in here that had to come out to be butchered. I did 13 of them last weekend with one of my best friends, and I did the last 8 yesterday actually with my wife. I do pretty much all the butchering, and then the people that help me out, they do the packaging, vacuum sealing and labeling and all that for me. So now the only big ones left in here are our breeders. We've got Sal there in the center of the frame, and up there to the left, that is Cindy. And then over here on the left we've got Snow White, and she had a lump situation going on that was actually a big old ball of infection and pus, and she bit it open a few weeks back and drained it herself, and it is healing up really nicely. Of course she's not facing the right direction for us to be able to see it right now, but it looks great. I'm really excited with how good it looks. And then this one here, I actually can't remember. I don't feel like we ever gave her a name. She was the newest replacement the last time we lost a doe. And I chose her because she was a very big rabbit and I liked her colors and her patterns. She doesn't really like to be touched or messed with. Really none of the females do. Sal will let me pet him sometimes, but meat rabbits in general don't really seem to enjoy human contact. But my big breeders will tolerate it just because they're used to it, and they know that I'm not, doing them any harm or anything, so they trust me. And it makes it easier to handle them when I do have to catch them for things. Here's a youngster that came out of the tractor, and him and his brothers and sisters got soaked in a rainstorm. I had the thing covered with tarps, but the wind blew up the flaps on the side and they just got blasted with rain, and it kind of matted their fur down and made them look gross. But they've been working on getting the fur all cleaned out and getting it fluffed back up. They're doing a pretty good job because it actually looked worse than this. So they did not have fun that night, but they're recovering. They just look a little ragged at the moment. And you can see we got lots of little youngsters around here. Lots of little youngsters laying in all the feed that they waste. Just like little kids, these little guys like to play with their food, and most of it ends up on the floor. They dig around in the trays and stuff, I guess. I don't know why, because it's fun or something. And yeah, you can see they waste quite a bit. But I spent all of yesterday cleaning out this main colony and cleaning out the tractor and getting all the poop out of it. There was a lot of poop. I don't know if you can see over here, that big old pile of poop right there next to the garden, that all came out of here yesterday. It was a lot of work. And I put new pallets in here. Their pallets were looking pretty worn down. See if anybody's in the shelters. Not looking like it. We got a little guy here, and see, he's not butcher weight yet. He's probably about 3 pounds, 2.5, 3 pounds. Once they hit about 5 pounds, which is usually at around 3 months of age, they're considered butcher weight. So he's still got a little ways to go. But yeah, here's a bunch of the little ones sunbathing over here. Hey, little fellas. They're pretty cute at this age. Hey, little buddy. You're looking kind of dirty, huh? What do you think, Chico? What, you like them bunnies? I know. But yeah, guys, it's a big relief to get all the rabbits butchered that needed to be butchered. I procrastinated on that for way too long, but hey, what can I say? Things happen. I'm only human. Can't be perfect all the time, Pretty big responsibility trying to maintain that status. So no, I make mistakes. Everybody does. Some of you crucified me for it in the comments on the last video, but what can I say? I don't think there's anybody on earth who does things perfect all the time, so some of you keyboard warriors need to really chill out and consider the fact that everybody makes mistakes. Life gets busy sometimes, and things happen. But I am doing the best for my rabbits that I can out here, and despite the fact that I procrastinated a little too long, I let my population get a little bit too big, I still think that they have a better life out here than most rabbits do. Most rabbits live their lives out in a little wire box in a cage, so I don't think these guys have it too rough. But we are getting ready to make a little bachelor pad. We're gonna get Sal out of here for a while. so that we can control our production rates a little bit more. And I think what I'm gonna do is, where this tractor is, I'm gonna move this tractor as soon as these females are done in here. And I think probably about right here I'm gonna put a stake and another stake at the fence, and probably take it all the way down to about right here where this grass is, which I think that's about a 15 foot long area, probably about 4.5 foot deep. And we're gonna kind of build it a lot like we built this one. This one here, the big one, it's 14 by 14. So having one that's 14 by 4 or 14 by 5 will be obviously a lot smaller, but it's not going to be a grow out area. It's just going to be a bachelor pad. And I think I'm going to divide it in half, and Sal is going to get one half, and we're going to pick a buck to take the other half. And actually, I've already got a buck picked out that I like. He's living in here, but of course he's hiding right now for the video. But he's a solid white buck, and he's pretty friendly. He doesn't really run from me. He lets me pick him up and stuff. All of his brothers and sisters run away. So I picked him for his personality, and also because I like the ones that are solid white. I think I'm gonna call him the White Knight. And yeah, it'll be him and Sal, and they will be the two gentlemen in charge of making babies for me. And it'll be good. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to it, but that is that's probably a month or two down the line. Like I said, I'm just gonna wait for these females here to be completely done doing their thing, and then we'll start making those changes. But until then, I'm just gonna try not to procrastinate on butcher day and make sure that I keep the population in check, because I don't want to overcrowd these guys again. Having 24 adult rabbits in this main pen was a little cramped. I mean, they still had 8 or 9 square foot per rabbit if you do the math on it, which is every bit as much space as they would get if they were being raised in traditional cages. So I mean, it's not like it was crazy cramped in here, but it was too much. And you know, my goal is not to give them a life similar to being in cages. I'm trying to do better than that. So it was not an ideal situation, but we're gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. So for now, we're looking good. We're all caught up, and I'm really happy with where we're at right now. And I guess that's really about it, guys. Hopefully lots of you had a long weekend for Memorial Day. I did. It's nice not having to be at work today on a Monday, so it gave me time to clean up the rabbits and stuff yesterday and make this video for you today. So we'll just be thankful for the holiday this weekend. And for those of you that did have to work, sorry for your luck. I'm sure you'll catch a break here soon. Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up at that. And until next time, have a good one.